A dark room. Sunlight dappled the walls. Su Xiao opened his eyes on the cold floor, propped himself up, and glanced around.
Is this the horror world mentioned in Mom's note?
At that moment, a voice echoed in his mind.
First-time entrants to the horror world receive one chance to draw a supernatural talent. Talent is being randomly drawn. Congratulations on obtaining the SSS-Rank Supernatural Talent, Innate Rebellious Bones. Talent description: out of 100 Jinn, 99 Jinn is rebellious spirit. Talent effect: Innate Rebellious Bones allows you to defy rules regardless of right or wrong directly in the horror world. During the rebellion, you will not suffer any supernatural corruption or devouring.
Innate Rebellious Bones? Su Xiao's eyes sparkled. This talent was tailor-made for him. When it came to caution, Su Xiao might not be extremely meticulous, but rebellion, that was a guaranteed easy win.
An SSS rank talent. No one in Country A has ever drawn one before, right?
Su Xiao was overjoyed. The probability of drawing an SSS rank talent was 1 in 100 million. Besides Su Xiao, no one in Country A had ever obtained an SSS rank talent. A few days ago, a selected participant from Country B only drew an A-rank talent and still swaggered in front of Country A. Now, karma really comes around. Never look down on a young person with potential. Meanwhile, in the meeting room,
Su Xiao is the one selected for the horror world this time. At only 18, he's fighting for the country. Too young. If he fails this challenge, Country A will face another invasion from the horror world. Country A can't afford to lose again.
Yes, we still don't know what talent Su Xiao has. We have 3 chances to send messages. Should we ask first?
No. The 3 hint opportunities are extremely precious. Besides, this is a global live broadcast. If Su Xiao tells us his talent, he'll expose it to other countries too.
That's right. What we need to do is ensure Su Xiao passes the challenge as much as possible. Country A must wipe out the shame of 5 consecutive defeats.
at this moment, in the horror world, Su Xiao had familiarized himself with the environment and found the note left by his mother.
Dear baby, Mom has gone out and will be back in a week. Be good. Read the following carefully and follow them strictly.
The note started with these words. Below that were 10 rules left by Mom.
Rule 1. Never open the curtains, whether day or night. Rule 2. There are frozen steaks in the refrigerator. You'd better eat them raw as much as possible. Never cook the steaks until fully done. Rule 3. The bathroom is usable, but never turn on the lights when using it. Rule 4. The wall clock at home tells the accurate time, but never use it as an alarm clock. Rule 5. Don't go out. If someone knocks on the door, never open it until they leave. Rule 6. Take good care of the family cat. Never give it a random name. Rule 7. Feed the cat noodles. Never give it cat food. Rule 8. Take the cat with you when sleeping at night. Never leave it alone in the living room. Rule 9. The neighbor next door may drop by sometimes. Please open the door for him and give him cat food. Rule 10. Never turn on the TV at home. If you feel bored, you can let the cat accompany you.
Looking at these 10 rules, Su Xiao fell into a brief silence. After a moment, Su Xiao stood up, walked straight to the window, and pulled open the curtains blocking the sunlight in one swift motion. In an instant, warm sunlight shone on Su Xiao's face, and the entire room brightened up.
What the hell? What kind of operation is this? Rule 1 says not to open the curtains. Su Xiao did it without hesitation. Did he already figure out this is a wrong rule?
Outside the screen, countless people from Country A were watching Su Xiao's every move. At this moment, they were all stunned. Su Xiao's action left them dumbfounded.
Is Su Xiao really entering the horror world for the first time? How come he's so skilled at this?
In less than 3 minutes, he accurately judged that the first rule is wrong. His logical thinking is simply extraordinary.
A genius! Absolutely a genius. Country A is finally saved. In an instant, the entire Country A erupted in excitement. Su Xiao pulled open the curtains in one swift motion, but nothing eerie happened. This made everyone firmly believe that the first rule in Mom's note was wrong. However, when selected participants from other countries imitated Su Xiao and opened their curtains, they were greeted not only by sunlight, but also by something they desperately wanted to avoid. Almost all the selected participants were corrupted by the supernatural. Pitch-black spiderweb-like marks spread across their skin. This was exactly the symptom of corruption. Mild corruption might not be fatal, but if it worsened, they would be completely devoured by the supernatural and become part of the horror world. At this moment, the entire Country A erupted in an uproar.
What's going on? What did I just see? Why are all the selected participants from other countries corrupted?
Damn it, we were wrong. So the first rule is actually correct.
On Su Xiao's side, Su Xiao had no idea what was happening with the other selected participants, nor did he expect his actions to be imitated. After soaking up the sun for a while, Su Xiao rubbed his stomach and glanced at the wall clock. It was already 8 a.m.
I'm just in time for breakfast. Let's see what's edible in the fridge.
Even in the horror world, food was a necessity for survival. Su Xiao walked to the fridge. Opening it, he saw raw steaks neatly arranged inside. He counted. There were only enough steaks for 5 days. While that would technically last him until the end of the challenge, Su Xiao would never let himself go hungry. After all, Su Xiao was different from the other selected participants. His goal wasn't to obey Mom, it was to rebel.
Steak for breakfast? That sounds too greasy. I'll look for something else. If I remember correctly, there should be noodles for the cat at home.
Su Xiao closed the fridge and walked straight to the kitchen. As soon as he entered, he saw an orange cat lying lazily. The cat's eyes sparkled with human-like intelligence. When it saw Su Xiao, it jumped down from the counter and rubbed affectionately against his legs, meowing softly. Su Xiao picked up the cat and stroked it gently.
Big Orange, you're so cute. From now on, I'll call you Ugly Monster.
As soon as he said ugly monster, Su Xiao clearly noticed that the human-like glow in the cat's eyes dimmed significantly. Su Xiao frowned slightly. He knew Rule 6 stated that he shouldn't give the cat a random name. But for Su Xiao, he didn't care what happened to the cat in the end. His only principle was to survive. As long as he kept rebelling, he would be protected by his talent. The horror world Mom's Note had a 99% mortality rate. Su Xiao never thought kindness and mercy would get him through. Su Xiao boiled the cat's noodles and ate them himself, then grabbed a handful of cat food and gave it to the cat. After doing all this, the cat clearly became strange. It no longer approached Su Xiao affectionately. Instead, it sat by the window in a daze. Su Xiao didn't mind the cat's change at all. He didn't trust anything in the horror world. As long as he kept rebelling, he would always be protected by his talent, and no supernatural force could corrupt him.
No matter what it takes, as long as I survive in the end. I have to say, having a talent that lets me skip judging rule correctness is absolutely amazing.
Su Xiao ate his fill and lay comfortably on the sofa to rest. But at this moment, in the meeting room of Country A's senior officials, the leaders were beside themselves with anxiety.
What on earth is Su Xiao doing? It's obvious you can't name the cat or feed it cat food. The cat is clearly a crucial part. Without it, it'll be hard to hold on for the next few days.
In the horror world, while everyone else was racking their brains to eliminate wrong rules like Conan, Su Xiao was comfortably curled up on the sofa. He even shifted positions to get more relaxed. This bold move left all the people of Country A stunned. Even the senior leaders of Country A were completely confused, unable to figure out what Su Xiao was up to. It was nearly noon in the horror world. At this moment, all the remaining chosen ones stared at the steak with strange expressions, hesitating whether to eat it raw or cooked. Rule 2 was clear. Rule 2. There are frozen steaks in the refrigerator. You better eat them as raw as possible. Never fry or roast the steak until it's well done. With no room for trial and error left, the chosen ones from all countries acted extremely cautiously. Such an ordinary rule made it hard to judge its validity based on intuition alone. But just as everyone hesitated, Su Xiao happily tossed the steak directly into the frying pan. As the steak sizzled in the pan, a delicious aroma of beef mixed with butter and black pepper wafted to Su Xiao's nose. The scent of the food made him grin.
Wow, this steak is of great quality.
Exclamation mark after cooking, he served the steak and ate it with great relish. At that moment, the ugly cat, which had been staring blankly, ran over meowing at the smell. The cat's behavior was abnormal, but Su Xiao paid it no mind. He finished the steak in a few bites, leaving the ugly cat standing stunned in the living room. As Su Xiao started cleaning up the tableware, the ugly cat sat down in his just vacated seat, staring eerily at his back. By now, all traces of humanity had vanished from the cat's eyes, which were bloodshot and filled with an unsettling aura. In the meeting room of Country A's senior leadership,
That cat is completely abnormal. Hurry up and remind Su Xiao to stay away from it.
as Country A sent Su Xiao his first warning, other major powers also issued prompts to their chosen ones. Unlike Country A's warning, however, these prompts only informed their chosen ones that Rule 2 was incorrect. Of course, some small countries chose not to follow suit this time. They had suffered a great loss from blindly following the major powers earlier. Facts had proven that the decisions of major powers weren't always right. Moreover, some small countries thought it was an overreaction to use a prompt just to verify the validity of one rule. But as more and more chosen ones made their decisions, most of the chosen ones from the small countries that had tried to be clever and not follow the major powers opted to eat the steak raw. The result, they were once again corrupted by the supernatural and ultimately devoured by it. Since there were only 3 prompt opportunities, and each prompt could not exceed 20 words, Su Xiao only received a concise message.
Cat. Dangerous, stay away. Imitating you, 6 small countries eliminated so far.
Country A's senior leadership could convey little information, but it was enough for Su Xiao. Based on the prompt, he roughly understood the situation of the other chosen ones.
I didn't expect 6 chosen ones to be eliminated in less than half a day. Imitating me? Are they imitating my first move?
Su Xiao frowned slightly. After a moment, a faint, imperceptible smile appeared on his lips. Since you like imitating, I'll let you imitate to your heart's content. In the afternoon, Su Xiao continued to slack off, doing nothing but curling up on the sofa. When other chosen ones felt bored, they had cats to play with. But Su Xiao glanced at the already abnormal ugly cat and spat directly.
Huh. What the hell is this? The more I look at it, the uglier it gets.
Ugly cat. If the ugly cat could speak, it would probably have started cursing Su Xiao's ancestors. But unfortunately, it was a cat and couldn't talk. Noticing the ugly cat's creepy gaze, Su Xiao grabbed it and locked it in the bathroom. Without seeing the ugly cat, Su Xiao felt much more comfortable. He found the TV remote and turned it on. A pink little pig appeared on the screen. Su Xiao shifted into a comfortable position.
Why play with cats when you're bored? This is much more interesting than watching TV.
He stared at the TV with great interest. What he didn't know was that Country A was in an uproar again.
Damn. I'm illiterate, so all I can say is damn it.
None of the major powers wasted another prompt opportunity on Su Xiao's act of turning on the TV. Television wasn't a necessity, almost dispensable for the chosen ones. None of the chosen ones were bored enough to turn on the TV, but there were always exceptions. One chosen one from a small country couldn't stand the boredom and turned on his TV. However, what appeared on his screen wasn't the pink naughty pig Su Xiao saw, but black shadows tangled like supernatural hair. In full view, the chosen one from the small country was directly dragged into the TV by the supernatural and disappeared completely from the horror world. It wasn't until they saw this chosen one's fate that the senior leaders of all countries were jolted awake, as if splashed with cold water. Why did Su Xiao get away with watching TV while the small country's chosen one was directly devoured by the supernatural? Finally, some major powers reacted. Su Xiao had most likely drawn an S-Rank talent. Because among the S-Rank talents, there was one that could immunize against supernatural corruption 3 times. In the meeting room, the senior leaders of Country B narrowed their eyes.
So that's it. Su Xiao of Country A You drew the same talent as Nikawa Koban, but after using up the 3 chances, I want to see what you'll do next.
In the horror world, Su Xiao stared at the TV until 6 p.m. Seeing that it was getting late, he fried another steak, still well done. After dinner, Su Xiao opened the bathroom door and, among all the remaining chosen ones, was still the first to enter the bathroom. The bathroom was pitch black, so dark that you couldn't see your hand in front of your face. In the dark shadows, it seemed as if a supernatural figure was wriggling. At this moment, a creepy sense of fear crept into Su Xiao's heart. According to Rule 3, you must never turn on the light when using the bathroom. But not turning on the light was impossible for Su Xiao. He was quite rebellious, so he resolutely turned on the bathroom light. In an instant, every corner of the bathroom was illuminated. It was clean and tidy, with no supernatural beings, only the ugly cat scurrying out from under his feet. Su Xiao walked straight to the toilet, but just as he was about to urinate, his eyes suddenly stopped on the wall above the toilet. There were several scratch marks resembling cat claws on the wall, perfectly forming a character.
Death. Death? Did the ugly cat do this?
Su Xiao was a little surprised. He immediately pulled up his pants and walked towards the living room. At this time, the ugly cat was sitting on the sofa, staring in the direction of the bathroom with an eerie gaze. Seeing Su Xiao walking out angrily, the ugly cat tried to run for some reason, but Su Xiao was faster. He grabbed it and lifted it up. Without a word, Su Xiao slapped the ugly cat twice hard.
Was it you scratching the wall in the bathroom? Don't write if you can't. If I catch you vandalizing again, I'll boil you in a pot. What? You still look unconvinced? Behave yourself. No matter what you are, I have ways to deal with you.
Su Xiao cursed the ugly cat fiercely, then kicked it away. The ugly cat whimpered pitifully and didn't dare to stare at Su Xiao anymore. It scurried into the bathroom dejectedly. Seeing the ugly cat's reaction, Su Xiao knew his approach was correct. But it wasn't enough. He had to keep being rebellious.
Ugly cat, clean up those scratches on the wall tonight or you'll be in trouble tomorrow.
Country A, as expected, the people were in an uproar again.
Awesome. I'm illiterate, so all I can say is awesome.
At 10 p.m. in the horror world, Su Xiao took a bath and went to bed early. Unlike other chosen ones, he didn't follow Rule 4. He took down the wall clock, set an alarm, and placed it by his bed. He also didn't follow Rule 8. Instead of taking the ugly cat to bed, he left it in the living room to fend for itself. Late at night, all live broadcast screens were pitch black. Other chosen ones followed the rules, sleeping with their cats. But Su Xiao slept alone with the clock by his bed. His choice regarding the cat was the exact opposite of the others, meaning he was taking a completely different path. Nothing supernatural happened to the other chosen ones while they slept. But the ugly cat in Su Xiao's room underwent an astonishing transformation. In the living room, the ugly cat first shed a lot of fur. Then its skin tore open, and a humanoid shadow stood up from its body. Under countless nervous gazes, the figure paced back and forth in the living room, finally stopping at the door of Su Xiao's bedroom. It stood there eerily, facing the bedroom. No one could see its face clearly. Only its long hair and figure suggested it was a woman. This creepy scene made all the people of Country A's hearts jump to their throats.
Gulp! What the hell is this?
Damn it, I was so scared I stopped mid-poop. Did this really come out of the ugly cat?
This is scarier than a horror movie.
It's over. The ugly cat has turned evil. I wonder if Su Xiao can hold on.
Under the intense gaze of all Country A's people, the woman stood motionless at the bedroom door, not attempting to open it. It wasn't until 5 a.m., when everyone was exhausted, that she suddenly turned her head. At that moment, all live broadcast screens went black instantly. This scared the people of Country A half to death.
Damn it, that's not fair. I'm having a heart attack. Ouch.
Great! Now I'm wide awake, more energetic than ever.
My mom asked why I wasn't sleeping. I showed her the recording, and now we're both huddled under the covers, trembling.
Half an hour later, Su Xiao's live broadcast screen gradually returned to normal, and the ugly cat had also returned to its original state. But by then, Country A's senior leaders couldn't sit still. The scene was too bizarre, and they had to take it seriously. However, this also proved that Su Xiao was right not to take the ugly cat into the bedroom.
That cat is problematic, extremely problematic.
If we hadn't reminded Su Xiao earlier, we don't know what terrible things would have happened.
Remind Su Xiao again to stay away from the cat.
Su Xiao, we can't do much more. From now on, it's up to you.
The bizarre live broadcast footage of Su Xiao's midnight was replayed repeatedly by the senior leaders of all countries within an hour. The cat's supernatural transformation undoubtedly proved that Su Xiao had chosen a path of no return.